Hello and welcome to the 2024 edition of EANTC's annual multi-vendor MPLS SDN interoperability event. We are really proud to organize this showcase and in-depth test together with Upperside Conferences already for the 20th time. So much legacy, but much more innovation. Let's get right into it. As a brief introduction to EANTC, which stands for European Advanced Networking Test Center, we are an independent test lab based in Berlin, Germany. Beyond running interoperability events and plugfests, we conduct performance benchmarks and advanced functionality tests for vendors for publication. We run proof of concept tests for service providers and acceptance tests and audits for enterprises and government agencies. In all of these activities, we are 100% vendor neutral and we're always adhering to the highest quality standards, focusing on innovative technologies. This year, in the interoperability testing, we covered 3 use cases. First, enterprise and cloud data center services and their interconnection. Second, metro networks implementations. And third, 5G transport in the front haul, mid haul, and back haul. In each of these use case scenarios, we validated the interoperability of transport solutions from different vendors, focusing on EVPN, segment routing, including SRv6, SDN, and time synchronization. It has been an honor to work together with 14 leading vendors, including Arista, Calnex, Ciena, Ericsson, H3C, Cisco, Highstreet Technologies, Huawei, Juniper, Keysight, Microchip, Nokia, Ribbon, and ZTE. These 14 vendors each brought multiple solutions and systems to the test, which comprised a total of more than 60 device types and 136 device units. The solutions brought by the vendors ranged from core routers and aggregation routers to metro edge devices, access routers. They included time synchronization devices, grandmaster clocks, and others. They also included test tools and, of course, management solutions for the whole network. This interoperability test was by far a non-trivial exercise. We started preparations already 5 months ahead of the conference, and our efforts culminated in a very intense 2-week hot staging event where the 80+ participants on site ran through 87 test cases in the 6 test areas and created more than 1,500 result datasets, which subsequently were thoroughly validated by the EANTC team. Afterwards, they were integrated into the white paper. 9 vendors participated in the EVPN testing, and there were a couple of industry firsts and exciting innovations tested. All in all, of course, EVPN is very robust and mature technology, where we have left behind the basics testing a long time ago. But still, there are innovations extending the coverage of EVPN to specific application use cases, to areas where the comfort and the reliability of the network still needs to be improved. One of these areas is EVPN multi-homing, where we tested weighted multipath procedures successfully. And this included even ELAN broadcast, multicast, and unknown traffic support. The second one is the big topic of tunnel stitching, where different domains in the network have tunnels that need to be stitched together. We tested that for the stitching of VXLAN to other VXLAN tunnels for data center interconnects across wide area networks. 10 vendors participated in the segment routing SRv6 area, which has emerged from a niche solution to the leading flavor of segment routing deployments in the past years. Most notably, we tested for the first time the unreachable prefix announcements and route summarization, a solution which optimizes the efficiency of route conversions in large networks substantially. We also validated for the first time multicast source routing over IPv6 or MSR6 with multiple vendors. And of course, we continue to test policies with explicit paths, and we continue to test different L2 and layer 3 VPN services over SRv6 with a large setup of many vendor solutions. That said, of course, our heritage is MPLS. So segment routing over MPLS is not going to go away. It's going to stay in the production networks for a very long time. 11 vendors participated in this test, which underlines the strong continued support for SR over MPLS. We focused mostly on flex algos with multiple types of constraints, including new ones. We tested a complete IPv6 control plane with no IPv4 in it at all. And we also tested multicast, specifically the BEER bit-indexed explicit replication technology. The SDN test area deals with the validation of interoperability between controllers and routers from different vendors. Meanwhile, all vendors that participated in this event, 9 of them, are very open to get managed by different controllers from different vendors and vice versa. We focused more advanced test cases this year beyond the basic provisioning of services. Most of the vendors focused on policies, on optimization, on flex algo network discovery and visualization, and on PSAP, the Path Computation Element Protocol. Finally, time synchronization is a long-standing test area which has seen continuous improvement of results over the years, following the increasingly precise and challenging standards. This year we focused on Class C and D clocks, lining up with the increased requirements of 5G and the upcoming 6G networks. Most notably, we tested interworking gateway profiles, which allow the connection between legacy time synchronization domains and innovative ones. We tested passive port monitoring, enabling the monitoring and troubleshooting of time sync domains live without external test tools. And we validated a very long chain of boundary class D clocks just for the fun of it. We plotted EANTC's impressions of the maturity of each technology into a diagram that loosely resembles the Gartner hype cycle, but is not related to Gartner. As you can see, many areas are already seeing massive adoption and consolidation. So overall, the market of segment routing, EVPN and time synchronization is very mature. Of course, there are technologies that have been recently introduced and are just being rolled out. For example, the 400 gig ZR technologies and coherent transport. Flex algo with new constraints, for example, not the traditional ones, is under deployment. The service-aware optimization and generally the monitoring of networks is on the way to maturing. And we also tested a couple of technologies for the first time, including MSR6 multicast, including telemetry-based optimization, the passive port monitoring of time synchronization networks, etc. All in all, what's next? Of course, everybody's talking about AI and ML. We think these technologies will influence the future of transport networks heavily, particularly on autonomous networks, on self-healing capabilities of the networks, on cognitive networking like semi-automated or semi-smart provisioning, on intent-based routing, and on energy efficiency, hopefully. So we hope to see all of these technologies covered in the next year. But for now, what's most important, we have a ton of very in-depth content, live demonstrations recorded in Paris, which were run by the participating vendors. And I highly encourage you to watch each of these videos if you're interested in more detail. Thank you very much.